welcome to the angel reading for the month of December 2017. I'm really sorry for the delay. I just have been a little bit under the weather, and also my excuse is Mercury's in retrograde. That's the excuse all month. So yes, full moon in Gemini on the 3rd with Mercury going retrograde. So in advance, please excuse any mistakes in my passion to convey a message. I may get names and cards mixed up, just, because Mercury is in retrograde, and Mercury rules communication, intellect, thoughts, and all that good stuff. It's a very exciting month. Now, a lot is going on, and with Mercury in retrograde, I always say it's an amazing opportunity to restructure, set a foundation for something. Don't start anything new. I wouldn't say start something new, but if you've been working on something, take note of ideas and write them down and plant seeds and have the structure ready, because then in January everything will be off to the races. You can really set a fabulous foundation right now. Mercury in retrograde isn't all bad, darling. It isn't. And this super new moon, full moon, I'm sorry, you see, there you go. Mercury in retrograde. This super full moon in Gemini, it's kind of, a dual personality. And, oh my God, so many things are happening. Saturn's coming into the picture. Whoa. We have to, and then Neptune. Oh, don't get me started. I could spend an hour on what's going on. Oh, there you go. This is our question of the month. What can I receive more fully? Oh, so many things, darling. The question of the month is, what can I receive more fully? This month is very, very important for us to focus on what is going right with us and not what is going wrong. And honestly, I've already shuffled the cards, and these are the cards that popped out, and they are so on point astrologically with what's going on. It's so interesting that Mercury goes retrograde, right, in December, when we're already reviewing and we're looking at the past and we're seeing what we can change. Now, with Neptune in the picture, we have to be very careful, because we're not going to kind of understand what's real and what's not. So, with Mercury in retrograde, we have this desire to kind of buy things or do things really kind of without thinking, right? We just have this impulse that we want to go forward. It's almost like an urgency, right? Because everything's going retrograde, so it's slowing down. So we're like, we've got to pick up the pace, and we've got to... So when they say don't sign any contracts or don't do anything, it's take a breath and really look at, do I really need this? Is this something that I want? Should I get this? And really take a moment to think about it before... Don't be impulsive. That's the word I'm thinking. Don't be impulsive. Now, the first card that came up for us all is the Queen of Fire. She rules the solar plexus. She's all about self-esteem and self-worth and confidence. And what it says on this card, it's like confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. She is fun with a capital F. She's the socialite, which isn't surprising. We're coming into the holiday season. There'll be lots of parties. You're being the belle of the ball. Accept all the invitations, but also don't overdo it at the holidays. It's so easy to overdo things. Don't do that. This says, stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. This month is an opportunity to really focus on creative endeavors. So it's like if you've been thinking or planning stuff or working on stuff, get creative, really get into it, and put all the blocks in place for when Mercury goes direct. Things are going to happen really fast in January. Now, the Dreamer has come up, which is also very interesting because the Dreamer is like the ending of something and then the beginning of something. This is about an adventure. It's about taking a leap of faith and being, following your dreams and your, and it's about it's about following your dreams, and it's about unexpected opportunities. Now, at the end of the year, this is a time to really look at what is working in us, because it's so easy to focus on what's not working. Now, with this full moon, moons are about emotions, right? And so emotions get enhanced at this time, and we have Saturn's in the picture, the planet of lessons and restriction, and listen, don't run any stop signs, don't drink and drive. This is the time that you kind of get caught doing that stuff. It's like, this is about structure and rules. Follow the rules, follow all the things you're supposed to do, because this is when that stuff kind of comes up. Saturn is the planet that goes, halt, take a look at this and redo it. So also there can be like blockages in, say if you're starting a business or something, there can be like a halt, and it can be like, okay, there's a block here, and it's going to make you you might want to feel a bit depressed and a bit, disillusioned. That's the general feeling of this month, right? But don't stay there. Focus on what is working, because that will take you out. It'll give you power, and then you can actually really look at the situation and think outside the box, get creative. You've got the 3 of water, which is celebration, and it's number 3 is a creativity, right? So be creative in how you look at things, how you perceive things, and how you feel about things. This is, an emotional card. This is about feelings. It's about, I always say this is about celebrating the moment, every moment. On this card it says a celebration, a wedding, graduation, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. This is like, I always say when this card comes up, kick off your shoes and go out with the girls or go out with the guys and really enjoy yourself. You have to nurture yourself. This is also a month for self-nurturing, because we can go over the top with, presents and stress over the holiday dinner or whatever it is, parties. Don't get stressed. Now, the 7 of Air. This is saying, the 7 of Air is saying, restructure your plans, make a revision. More is going on than meets the eye. Listen, with Neptune in the picture, we're not going to know. Neptune's going direct, right? So we're not going to know what's true and what's not. It's like the fake news thing, right? So we have to look at things and say, is this the truth? Is this what's really going on? Am I really, reevaluating your business, reevaluating your job, reevaluating lots of things? But don't stick in the, oh, I'm a screw up and I can't do anything right. Don't get stuck in that. It's very important to choose your battles, but definitely reassess. And it's the end of the year. It's about reassessment and looking at things like that. The next card is the 6 of Air. Things are looking up, you see, because if you're restructuring and you're thinking about, you're thinking in a different way. So you can focus on what's working for you instead of what's not. And listen, I keep saying you really have to meditate. So this difficult time that we're coming into, and when I say difficult, I don't mean it's really, some astrologers will say, oh no, it's really bad. Look, Mercury in retrograde is a wonderful, and coming into, into conjunction with Saturn, is a wonderful time to reflect, reevaluate, see what's working. It's things like you can declutter. I mean, even on the basic levels of that, declutter your mind by meditation, declutter your space, get rid of things, purge things that you no longer need, purge people out of your lives that causes you to have causes you trauma, right? Purge those relationships or limit them, limit them to where it's not going to be as challenging for you. We don't have to surround ourselves with people who are work, we don't have to. We can move on and hang out with our tribe, people who, who feel and who feel the same way as us, who have the same belief systems. I've been purging my Facebook account of people who are overly controversial in a very negative way, or I'm thinking to myself half the time, how did I become friends with them? How did that happen? So yes, I've purged. I slowly, if I see something that's really offensive, then I just unfriend them. So I don't have to see that. I don't have to be, that doesn't, I let them think what they want to, this is a free country and the strength in our diversity. Great, but be diverse over there. Not on my Facebook feed. Thank you very much. So you see, the thing is right next to the Six of Air, which is amazing, right? Because it's saying things are looking up, the end of a very difficult situation. And the Six of Air can mean taking a trip, right? But to me, it's like you're moving on to a better place. It's almost like you can't stay in where you've been because you can't take it anymore. So you've got to move forward. Now, you may be treacherous waters, and maybe you may not know what's ahead, but it's about moving forward anyway, in spite of not knowing or not, because the future is unknown. Nothing is set in stone. These readings are really like a map, an energy map. You can co-create with this energy, or you can be slapped in the face by it. It's about using this energy and coming in and co-creating and creating something much better. When you know what to expect, you'll avoid the flood in the road, right? You'll avoid, the storm or the tornado that's coming from over there. You go in the opposite direction. So this is what this is about. And when there's really good fortune coming in, then you take advantage and you hop on that wave, you hop on that wave and you ride that wave. That's what these energies, that's what these readings are about. So it's up to you to take advantage of the information that's given to you from another realm. It's not from me. This is not me. This is what's been, these are messages from the divine. Now, right next to the Six of Air, because it's saying things are looking up, is the Ace of Fire, darling. That's a lovely, exciting opportunity. And this is like a career, advancement, a change, a new life, and the whole energy. This has been year number 1 in numerology, which is about new beginnings. And this is... and this will carry over into 2018. It's kind of carrying over. It has kind of an overlap. And the universe has supported all of those who have changed direction and gone with their life purpose, or in a different direction. This was a year to do it. This was when all the energy was backing you to do it, even though it was a tumultuous year, I have to say. Crazy year. So it's kind of good that it's coming to an end. Now, excuse me. Please excuse my raspy voice and I'm getting over this cold. We have the Five of Air, right? And the Five of Air, on this card, on the angel cards, it says an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. Now, this is so Mercury's in retrograde. Now, Mercury goes direct on the 22nd of December, right? And then it shadows until January, you know, so all the way through Christmas and New Year, or Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, whatever you call the holidays. I want to be diplomatic on how I say that, because it's everyone's, you know, kind of holiday. We have this energy at play, and so it's that warning: don't be impulsive. Don't go out, see something, oh, I've got to have it, you know. We're going to have those urges. This is a time you need to remember this card and say, okay, let me take a deep breath. You know what I do? I'll tell you what I do. Because I've battled, you know, my addiction to shopping, and I put things in baskets and say, okay, let me just leave it, and then if I want it, I'll come back. And 9 times out of 10, I don't get it. I don't go back to the basket. I just sign out and get a million emails saying, you still got something in your basket. But I don't buy it, because I know half the time it's, you know, it's consumerism. It's like you see it, you buy it. You know, I only, you know, now I choose to buy things from, you know, charity shops. I think that's the best way to get things nowadays. You know, it's repurposed, right? I think there's enough stuff out there. We don't need to buy new. Okay, so the Five of Air, right? So remember that when you want to go shopping and you're in a shop. I'm the worst in a shop. I'm like, oh, that. Not a good thing. Now, this is another one, right? So the next card we have is the renewal card, number 20. Review and evaluate. This is like a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. This is when you are, because this is the, you know, we do this in December anyway. We look over the year, we review. It's like even on the telly, I have to say television, because my little assistant was on the live feed last week. She's lovely. Ada, the veggie kid. She was like, what's the telly? She didn't know the television. So anyway, all the shows are in, you know, they're all reviewing, going back, looking at who passed away and all the achievements of the year and all the big mess ups of the year. And there's been a lot of those, let's be honest. So this is about reviewing and evaluating and focusing on what's working as opposed to not. It's so easy to look back and say, okay, that didn't work. Oh my God, that didn't work. What am I going to do? Look at what did work and expound on that. So you can say, oh God, this worked. I need to incorporate more of this in my business or my job or, you know, my family or whatever it is, whatever area it is, but focus on what has worked and just release what didn't, you know? And this is about, yes, you know, if you've lost something or someone, yeah, go through the mourning process, but go through it fast. You know, you've got to get through this, and this is the year and this is the month to release it. You are being encouraged to release it. Don't stay. I always say to my clients, look, don't go down the rabbit hole, you know, that, oh no, I'll never do this. Like, because we're going to get these conflicting energies, right, this month. Like one day we'll say, oh God, that's a brilliant idea. You know, I've done this, and woke up the next day and thinking, what was I thinking? That's a useless idea. Like one day it can feel or sound like the best idea in the world, and the next day it can sound like a load of crap. It's like, what is that? We are going to get those conflicting energies, and the thing is we have to really look at it and say what's real and what's not. Now, This is definitely a month where the monkey brain is probably going to try and take over. If you're aware of it, you don't have to allow that. You know, you can say, wait, that's not true. That's not me. That's, you know, the monkey brain going off and off and off and round, which can bring a thought. I always say, right, is electric. Feelings are magnetic. So thoughts that are electric can spark a feeling. Just make sure that you are, you know, if you're focusing on what's working, then you can't focus on the negative and what's not working. And I would highly suggest that you stay away from media right now, because listen, the political arena is going to play out no matter what, whether you're looking or not. And it's better not to feed into that, because that is going to make you depressed and make you feel helpless. You can't change that anyway, right? You can't. So try not to feed into that. Don't focus on it so much. You know, news will get through to you that needs to get through to you, and perhaps in a way that you can make a small difference. Something will come through to you that you can make a small difference. But looking at that picture, you know, is stressful, and it's not conducive to good health and well-being. It really isn't. It's lunacy is what it is. And it's divisive, and we want to focus on being a community and being one, and seeing each other as humans and people with feelings, no matter what the other person thinks or how they feel. It's like, look, I don't want to see all that negative thing on my feed, and so I unfriend people. It doesn't mean that I don't respect them or respect their views. I disagree with them intensely at times, but and so I can't look at that on their feed. I can't see anything negative. You know, I've got people that feel the same way as me but still post negative stuff. I can't deal with that, like, you know, wanting to, you know, annihilate the other people that don't think like them. Listen, that's a form of Nazi. I can't even say the word. You see, that's Mercury in retrograde. 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 Listen, that's being a fascist too. It's like insisting somebody believe what you believe. I understand that people believe different things and have different belief systems. That's fine. Go ahead and believe what you want to believe, because that's what freedom is, right? That's freedom. You know, as long as we're not becoming dogmatic and taking over and saying this is the only way, because there isn't just one way. Anyway, I need to get off my soapbox, but all I'm saying is, you know, stay away from that negative feed, and you know what's going on in the news, and you really don't know what's true. So hold off on judgment. You know, what I don't like, and I really dislike this, and this is really, so when somebody posts something about something, you know, a secret that's come out, and they vilify this person online, to me, that's like the villagers with torches coming out to kill the person. I never engage in things like that, because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't. I mean, we've had things that have come up. Look at those kids that were in Central Park, and they were accused of, you know, raping and beating that woman, and they were all innocent, and yet everybody vilified them at the time. They want to try them as adults. Anyway, I'm getting political. I don't want to get political, but all I'm saying is it's not a good thing to, you know, bring out the torches and crucify people publicly, because that's really 1984. Think about it. We really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And we should presume people innocent until proven guilty, or until they admit to the guilt. Anyway, that's another story. So the next card that we have is the Strength card. Now this is about being kind and compassionate. This is about living in the moment. It's about self-control. It's about self-discipline. It's about really engaging and enjoying the present moment. It's actually what I've been kind of talking about right now. This is like not, because, you know, sometimes we want to, you know, lash out publicly and post things, but, you know, I get that urge sometimes, and then I'm like, oh, stop, Mary. This is just a fleeting moment and it will pass, and we need to treat everyone with kindness and compassion. We don't need to put out that vitriol, if you will, right? Because that's what it is. So this is about, listen, there's more, the saying is there's more than one way to skin a cat. Actually, that's a horrible thing to say. It just came to me, that's a horrible thing to say. But, you know, this is about not lashing out. It's about thinking before you speak. It's about thinking before you act. It's about understanding rather than being understood. This is about coming at a situation from a different point of view and coming together so that you can have a peaceful resolution. So our emotions will be up and down this month, and particularly over the full moon, this super full moon in Gemini. That's so close. I mean, it's the biggest moon. It's so close to the planet, and there's so many energies going on. It's like we really have to kind of stand back and you know, think about what we're going to think about, what we say, think about how we react, respond rather than react. But take a break before you do anything. Take a moment, like, okay, now what was it that I was messed up about? It's very that. The underlying message is what I've just been talking about. It's the Nine of Water. And this is about taking a pause, right? But looking at what you've achieved. Looking back and saying, wow, I've co-created all this stuff I've done. Look at what's working as opposed to what's not working. This is amazing. This is the underlying message. So that's so funny. It's just what I've been talking about. This is an emotional card. This is about looking at your glass half full as opposed to half empty. And that basically is the message for the whole month. And it really, this reading is so aligned with the astrological transits. You know, it's pretty amazing when I look at it and I see it. So, you know, this is an opportunity to really reevaluate and look at what's working and what's not. And it's about purging. It's about purging things you no longer need, friendships that you no longer need. And what can I receive more fully, right? What can I receive more fully? Nine of Water. What can I receive? I can be good to myself. I can receive the messages that are given to me. I can receive the abundance that's handed to me. I can receive my glass as half full as opposed to half empty. I can receive a change in direction. Listen, this really is about planting the seeds this month. So even if you're not starting something new, at least put the structure in place. This is perfect time to like structure your future. And so that, as I said before, in January, Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, but then there's kind of like a shadow, and then January can just go full straight ahead. It's going to be an amazing time. I think January is going to be very interesting too, but that's next month. So I'm really sorry for the delay in getting this out, but as you can tell, I'm a little under the weather. I'm trying not to sniff as much, but I'm a bit nasally. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll have those links below. I also, if you'd like to know a little bit more about me, there's an interview that I recently posted. I'll have that link below too. And I just wanted to let you know that I have for the holidays, it's a limited time, I am offering a one question reading for only $15. It's something that everybody can afford. So if you're going through a dilemma or you don't know what to do, you can go to my website, liveinthesolution.com, and you can see that in my shop, a one question reading. It's conducted via email. I send you a photo of the spread and the interpretation of the answer. And so everyone, it's affordable for everyone. It's really good to get a personal reading because things are different for everyone. You know, this is the general energy of the month for everyone. But obviously, if you're going through something, then, you know, and you can't afford a full reading, I just wanted to offer that so people, you know, could gain access to it. What else have I got to say? Meditate, meditate, meditate. I say that for everyone. I'll have a meditation coming out in a collaboration with a DJ. That'll be coming out soon, hopefully. We've been working on it, and that should come to completion shortly. I don't know when, because Mercury's in retrograde. Hey, it might even be in January. Hopefully it'll be before that. Anyway, I love you all. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining in for this angel reading for the month of December. Happy New Year. I'll see you next year. Take care. Bye-bye. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution